Hello people and welcome to follow yet another Carcassonne Champions League stage match. This is the, well, basically week 4 match, but we are still not quite finished with the week 3. So Zvonimir Vlaic from Croatia and Lauri Leppänen from Finland are going to be taking a bit of a head start into their week 4 as this is of course a Sunday now that they are playing, but apparently I reckon that it's going to be better for both of these players if they play today. So fourth round match this is. Bluste at the moment rated at about 588. Well, at exactly at 588 with 5,500 games with the master ranks already achieved out of the way. And for Lauri, he's rated at 620, give or take. Also, of course, a master of his own. And with 4,500 games, so not too far behind, with a relatively decent win percentage of 69%. I believe he mainly plays against experts and other masters. And I believe for both of these players, the league stage situation is 2-1. Yep, you can see over here. So 2-1 for both of these players. Lauri having won his matches against Andrea Pacenti and Gabriel Santos, and then lost against Minwei Chen yesterday with a 2-1 score. And as you can see, all matches have been so far 2-1. So shall we stay on the on that same path? Well, as a biased Finnish fan, I'm gonna say hopefully not. Hopefully he can be he's gonna be able to get a 2 zeros for the for a better tiebreaker. And then for Bluste, loss on the first round against Hector Arce of Chile, then a 2-1 victory of 2-3 Club, and Maxim Basiluk also fell to the Croatian Master 2-1. So as you can see, both players do love to make it tight. And well, as for the entertainment levels, then we could also do that today. Hello, Nicola. So, plus the starting player starts off with the first 4 points, and Lauri seemingly has drawn all roads so far, so not too great of a draw for the Finnish master. With a straight road, curve, and a crossroad versus a city cap, monastery, and another city tile. Plus yet another city cap, though. I guess he doesn't have the best possibilities to start a city from. I mean, you would kind of want to go here to start one, but then yeah, it's gonna result even maybe into a third road for Lauri. Yeah, I think this is correctly correctly done. Taking off the road ends or the possible quick point roads from his opponent, and also disrupting the monastery. Disrupting the monastery by a great margin. Ooh. First city tile for Lauri, and I see a very cunning idea of going just over here, not even meepling anything, just going over. Actually, well, you can go on the field, but just tying things together. You know, it would be super annoying for Bluste to try and build a two meeple city with also only one divider remaining in the deck anymore. And I mean, this field is just looking like, all right already, and it has room to grow, but unfortunately, Lauri doesn't seem to quite catch the idea. I mean, he does go for the field, but he goes for it with a let's say a more normal tile, and tries to just simply harass the city instead of trying to, you know, uh, conjoin them together. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if conjoining is a word, but that's what we'll roll with. Hello, Philip. Good to see you here. Seemingly going full steam on supporting your captain. Monastery for Lauri started from the obvious 6-point spot, and I imagine Bluste will just go here for an indirect continuation of his road, as he doesn't want to, of course, continue the road directly, as he would possibly be restricted down to a dagger, and there are only two of those in the deck, whereas now this square is unblockable, although it can be heavily restricted to a city not to city crossroad, but to a field crossroad, because there are three of those gone and only one in the deck anymore at this point. Lauri with a tube divider. Not the most perfect tile of them all. I guess he could try and go over here and then try and block this square for good, try and restrict this square down to a starting tile. I think it would be actually quite low risk even. But he decides to go even for a milder risk and simply starts a city on the left, adding a city cap to the existing city as well, and most likely just a normal move here, just attacking to the potential 8-point city, right? Like, yeah, it's a vital meeple, but like we have the city over here that we can easily complete. We can complete this one with a Dorito. We can just get some like couple road tiles and finish off our monastery. Get a meeple of this. Like, we have plenty of features to get out quickly. The final field crossroad goes to Bluste, and I have no doubt in my mind that he's gonna go over here. Should be out of like 100 times out of 100 times, and he does. 2 points and a meeple back, and Lauri could be going. Yeah, actually, I don't think he's gonna bother continuing his road. I think he's gonna maybe even just try and block this eventually, but instead he's gonna make a monastery square, which Bluste might use, but I do kind of doubt it, because I think Bluste would like to keep Lauri without meeples for as long as possible. I think Bluste is gonna end up going over here and try to control the city cap. Yes, he does. The city cap is gonna be completed anyways, and it's gonna come with a divider, so does leave out an empty city cap available for Bluste as well, but it's not such a big deal. The main worry was that we just get the meeple back as soon as possible. And Lauri is gonna simply continue the ruin slash the city. It's gonna get restricted down to the one remaining field monastery, which isn't really a huge issue, because even though he would have been able to grab 8 points over here with a road monastery, he can just go over here, because I mean it is a super good tile to finish up the road. Yeah, sure, it does allow the farmer to the field, but the field is only it's only worth 6 points anyway. So it's not like a super important key feature of the game. Decides to just take the 3 points. Okay, sure, whatever. So he's still trying to like fully block the entrance to the field. Dare I say that when he like kind of desperately is gonna, well, maybe not desperately, but like when he is like having dreams of doing so, I don't think it's gonna really be worth of doing really, because when he would have a second meeple, I think he would be kind of glad to just maybe finish up this shared city over here and drop another farmer there, and then be up on the field to the one anyways. Whereas now he's gonna have to just kind of suffer with only one meeple for a while, and he really would like to keep that meeple in hand precisely for this monastery. Bluste doesn't bother attacking the city, which I think would have been actually a very decent option. Like just going over here, adding another city meeple with still 4 triple cities remaining and the quad city, and this square is far from getting fully blocked. Plus they had 2 meeples in hand. Oh wait, sorry, never mind. This was Lauri's move. Okay, well then it does explain it a little bit. Didn't want to use his final meeple, but I think he very well actually could have tried to go for it. To still go for the second second city meeple, and just continue making the threats. Instead, he now leaves the city cap for Bluste, and it gets taken immediately. And now is leaving more city caps for his opponent's enjoyment, although they will be slightly restricting the monastery, but it's kind of a really small side effect of being able to enjoy 3 points for green. Yeah, this like only having this one meeple in hand is really hurting Lauri at the moment. It's kind of a miracle that he hasn't been able to retrieve more than one meeple out of his arsenal of recoverable meeples. Plus 11 on the scoreboard for green. Then these monasteries are plus 3 for Lauri, so plus 8, plus 9. This is equal 3 plus 7, plus 9, and the field, and these are, so practically everything is equal. And with the 6-point field that Bluste now has, he's going to be going into a plus 6 lead, which still has the road monastery and the regular monastery to fit into this square and to connect his farmer to the other 6-point field and try to run it over. Now Lauri does finally get a Dorito, but it is a shielded tile, and looks like he has way other ideas than just simply finishing up a shared feature, which seemingly does require its taxes. Plus he connects with a vanilla, and now he does get the monastery restricted, so there's at least a very small compensation there for Lauri. And we gotta keep in mind that this meeple of green still hasn't connected to the field, and that is something that Bluste has to do at some point. And I am actually astonished kinda that Bluste had not gone with a straight road over here, for example, earlier, and just given the 1 point to to red and make sure that this farmer is worth something. Full block on the monastery, yes, absolutely. Okay, so well, it ends up being Bluste actually who finishes up the shared feature and gives up these 2 city points to Lauri. Drops a third farmer too, and the field is now worth 15 points, and looks like Bluste will be fully going for the enjoyment route and trying to overrun the field and just try to score as many small points as he can from other sources. Still has 2 starting tiles to go over here for an 8-point move. And now with Bluste at 1 meeple and Lauri at 2, Lauri is going to be happy to go over here and start a new city. Also, Lauri was very conveniently able to get the final remaining field monastery, which was in itself just a 9-point move, and he still has plenty of tiles to go over here to fully finish up the monastery. Do we now go over here as Lauri? It's kind of funny situation that Lauri has set up for himself, as he has both of his roads like kind of controlling the entrances of Green's farmers. But honestly, I think that if honestly, I think that Lauri should be getting his meeple back like from either one if he gets a chance to do so. Just because trying to deny both of these farmers getting to the field is just like super unlikely to happen, and chances are that Blue State is simply going to use one tile at the at the very end of the game to try and not to try but to just connect a second farmer to the field. This one, unfortunately, it does get 4 points for Lauri, but unfortunately, it ends up also enabling Bluste to go here then with a city cap with the field, adding 3 points to the field and getting a meeple back, and that's very likely as to why Bluste now feels more comfortable going over here and try to finish up an 8-point city, as he now knows that even if this gets restricted, then he still has tiles to get a meeple back from here. And it does not get restricted, and Lauri still refuses to get his meeple back from the road. Still refuses to finish up this road. And he's going to, he really truly invests his time and efforts into not placing anything over here and allowing the connection, and instead is simply going to just insist from the bottom of his heart for Green to place something here or here and just add 1 or 2 points to Lauri's road. Also finishes up his road with a city cap, which I cannot really understand why you would like give a city cap to your opponent's field. I truly don't. It doesn't strike to me as a good idea at all. Now he's 4 points ahead on the scoreboard, but well, these monasteries are basically equal. So +3 for Lauri, then +5, and then +6, +9, minus the fields basically. So Bluste's situation is better here, I would say. Even though Lauri has the chance to still get his meeples back. but he seems very reluctant in trying to do so. All regular crossroads are out, and one road monastery, so prolonging this road by green would give red much more tiles to finish it on red's move. That is true, but I don't think it really matters all that much for green, just because like he's gonna have to go there anyway at some point, and like the further he decides to not take that connection route and just delay it, the bigger the chances are that it's gonna get like actually blocked at some point, where like on the very final tiles. It's also the last Dorito, making it very hard for Red to do something useful with the city. Referring to this, I believe, and that is indeed the case. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there are no Doritos remaining at all, not of any kind. However, the triple city is gonna be very handy for Lauri. And what is less handy then is this starting tile that hits Bluste's hand and is going to be allowing an 8-point move. And Lauri is going to have to come up with something, because like again +4, now monasteries are equal. Then Lauri has a 6-point ruin or city at the top, whichever it might end up being. So +10, +9, +12, and then the field, which is now worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 points. Yeah, well, if somehow miraculously Lauri manages to not let either of these green meeples to the field, he is in a good position, but I do doubt it that it's going to be successful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is one straight road to go over here. And how many times to go over here still? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 2 crossroads. And how many curvy tiles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Actually, no curvy tiles at all. Just the 2 crossroads to go over here and the straight road. But those are 3 out of the 5 remaining tiles that are unseen for Lauri, and that makes it impossible for Bluste to not draw a connection tile. Even goes for the 9-point field, now a 12-point field even for Bluste. And yeah, I mean, you can see this, like the delay that that Lauri refused to do on either of the roads doesn't really pay off, because his roads ended up being frozen here for the entirety of the game. And now, precisely on the very penultimate tile, Bluste just connects for like 15 points and proves all the delays here just to be in vain. But there was a large chunk of points for Lauri as well with the finishing of the city and getting some additional quick points here. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it is enough, but I actually do kind of doubt it, because Bluste now has the 18-point field and the 12-point field at the top, so 30 points for the field. Well, 33 points for the fields does seem to be maybe too much. And they are indeed too much for Lauri to take in. By 2 points, so not by much, but just enough. And yeah, it just didn't really matter. Like with 3 out of the 5 tiles remaining, Bluste was guaranteed to get a connection tile over here and make use out of the second farmer that he placed. in the very early stages in the very early stages of the game, and unfortunately, so even though Lauri was able to find a this nice sequence of tiles for him to actually finish up the city and get some get some extra points on the board, he was in the process not able to claim the secondary field with 12 points, which is a gold mine of its own. If the last two tiles are reversed, red wins by 1, as in this one and this one. So where does Lauri go then? Okay, so he goes here for 6 points, and well, he actually doesn't even win by 1. He wins by draw, because Lauri goes here for 6 points for the field, whereas Bluste can't take any points to his features. Yeah, just a win by draw then. But I still concur that it's just not worth to like not. Yeah, I think I still concur that it's not like worth it for you to just leave your features out there in the open and untouched for eternity, for the rest of the game, just for the sake of not allowing your opponent to the field where it is so likely to happen anyways. Each of the 3 points of Bluste's farm and Meeple's the road. Uh, that would be one. I mean, yeah, that would be 6 points as well. So the same as the 6 point field. So still a win by draw. So there were like multiple um, multiple ways to win by a draw there, with the final tiles reversed, but still doesn't really really change the point. And neither does this really, with Bluste seemingly having finished two juicy early cities with with the one worth 10 points and the other 20 and the other 12 points, and seemingly some roads as well for extra juiciness. Now sitting at 33 points comfortably so, and with a 9 point field, and the other also becoming a 9 point field. And yeah, this is looking a very rough start for red for sure here. Also, with the meeple majority being 2-on-1, it doesn't really help Lauri's situation here. Lauri watched your latest YouTube video on the game to beginning. Did he now? What happened there? Maybe we'll take a look, and maybe that will maybe that that comment will open up to me a bit more. Okay, 22-37. Lauri finishes another city and has also indirectly continued his road, trying to make one a long one, and maybe also try and join these fields together, taking off 6 points from Bluste. It doesn't look like Lauri is gonna have the meeple capacity to really fight for this field anytime soon, at least. And it is looking like a very juicy one of like 15, 18, maybe like even 21 points, even if everything is merged. didn't fall for the greed trap when Bluste attacked the starting city from the top and just used a Dorito with shield to support the city, to connect the city. Okay, as in like he had a tile over here, then like Bluste attacks over here, and then Lauri just connects these together. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that maybe if he has taken like precautions from that video, then I have to say that then that video was very worthwhile to make. Secondary meeple coming to Lauri's hand, and these monasteries are, I mean, they are nice. They are scoring big time, but they are hindering the chances to attack the main feature of the game, which is of course the field. Also, this road is slightly in danger, I guess. Ooh, a third people are now from green, so over farming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this might be a good thing for red here, because even though the field has enough room to grow, it's now at 3, 4, 5. It's actually now at 5 cities, and if you merge everything together, maybe it becomes 6, but then that's only 6 points per meeple, which really isn't that much. And there could be a way for Lauri to capitalize on the over farming of green and score more efficiently here than his opponent. Just don't try to fight for the field. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I don't think this is gonna end up going all that well for Lauri. I don't think this is gonna end up going all that well. I mean, I get the fact that he was 11 points behind already, plus the field. But when his features are stuck and he doesn't have the people numbers to like really make the fight really become reality, then it isn't really like recommended to even start the fight. Now he's doing some blocking here, which he does fully block the monastery, and he's trying to get his own stuff back, but like because the real issue is that he has to get the meeple back from somewhere in order to be able to invest a second meeple to the field, and maybe then to even try and block this square so that the third meeple of green does not connect anywhere. It seems to be a lot of work for Lauri to do, but he has 30 tiles time to do so. Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, he's going to be able to get two meeples to the field in an efficient manner with still, wait, how many curves left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 3 curves actually. It's not that much. He also gets blocked on the city, which further is going to hinder the completion chances a lot, or the completion chances of the plan. Now he could go actually over here and get a meeple back and take the risk of possibly Bluste being able to finish up the city, but there is actually only one road Dorito, and the daggers are gone. Well, to the right hand side, there is still, I believe, one dagger to the left, which he could get restricted to. But I think for Lauri to really go for this plan, I think he should be going over here, because I think he has to liberate this meeple to continue the fighting for the field. Yes, he does do that. if he's gonna fight for the for the farm, wouldn't using the crossroads to make the blocky platform on green's third meeple make more sense? Now, going over here, it would certainly make sense, but because the idea of Lauri is that he doesn't want to really wait for Bluste to be able to take away this attacking platform to the field, which was like the absolute best one out there, then he has to kind of make this attack like ASAP. Unfortunately, this way of trying to make the blocking platform doesn't really seem like the best course of action. Like usually you would yeah, usually you would want the field side going to the right or to the left to try and block the square with a road tile, as opposed to going with a road tile or road side there, which is like really easy to almost always be able to save. And it does get saved indeed, and it is gonna come with an additional city to the field, or even a double city, because there is a divider still remaining. Yeah, this would be really, really bad if a divider goes here, especially if it comes from Bluste himself. And Lauri, wow, that is bold. Goes for a new monastery. And he has gotten restricted towards the dagger. And now without any meeples, yeah, it's really looking really rough, to be honest here. Bluste in the meanwhile trying to create some new cities, which only he can claim, and thus is this a block? Well, I mean, there's one tile to go there plus the dagger, so but Lauri isn't like really on the mood to go here with the dagger now, is he? I don't think he is. Also, the Dorito does hit Bluste's hand, and he gets the additional 6 points and gets the third meeple to the field. And now even further issues are happening for Lauri, as he doesn't actually decide to go over here to take away the chances of an immediate 6 point city for Bluste, which I cannot really understand as to why you wouldn't go here. I mean, I guess what Lauri is just gonna try and do is he's gonna try and bank on the most optimal tile run out ever in the history of the game, because he's so far behind and he still has to equalize this field, and maybe not even just equalize, but to win the field. Like, he seems to be down by so much. Also, the curves. Are there still two remaining or just one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, the curve does come, and Lauri does get a meeple back. And the city does get finished also, and that's gonna be the end of it. That's gonna be the absolute end of it. As even with a third farmer and a fourth farmer from somewhere for Lauri, that is absolutely not going to cover the deficit on the scoreboard of 24 points. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 27 points for the field, but Bluste having the 8-point monastery, which is equalized by this, and the other 6-pointer now up by plus 23, and with one meeple and this, so plus 27. So even if Lauri is to use 2 meeples to get to the field, he's gonna get 27 points for the field, which brings him actually back to just equal, and then that's gonna actually already require 4 moves, and there is nowhere that he can attack to the field at the moment. So the game is just done. Goes for the 7-point ruin, and Bluste does whatever he can to take away any remote connection platforms to the field ever from anywhere. And he's going to play the absolute super safety mega game to make sure that there is nowhere to attack from. And actually, I mean, he could even allow like 1 meeple to get to the field. Like, it doesn't matter, because Lauri needs 2, and those 2 are just not happening. Yeah, it does indeed look like Lauri was going for the absolute like mega jackpot tile run out of like, first of all, using the actually using the dagger over here, and he got the crossroad, but he was also trying to get the starting tile, maybe even get this meeple back, and just trying to score wherever he can, however much he can, and leave this city as a ruin, and really try and push for those extra points. Maybe even just trying to tie the field with the third farmer. But like I'm telling you, I'd actually already told you at the time when Lauri went for the first meeple to the field, like the over farming from Bluste, it actually could have worked as a win condition for Lauri. But instead, it unfortunately is not meant to happen, as he went for the double attack even for the fields with when he had meeple minority really, and I was still trying to fight for the field. I did find actually a rather nice attacking sequence in the field still, with having hope on Bluste drawing a straight road, then him drawing the curve, and actually equalizing the field still. But unfortunately for him, even that was not meant to happen. A 2-0 sweep for the Croatian master, and to which I realized that I have not updated the points on the scoreboard, but we will now. There's quickly 1 and 0 and 2 and 0, and that will be it. Bluste rises to 3 wins and 1 loss, and Lauri is now in a very tough spot with what tiebreaker? Now with minus. Wait, is that true? So 1-5, lost 4, and now 5 and 6. And I believe that is unfortunately the end of Lauri's run in CCL 2026. Well, not quite the end, like literally, but I don't think he unfortunately has chances to qualify for the playoffs with a 3-2 record. Like assuming that he would win against Pavel Hudek, which is not given, which is absolutely not given, and that he would win against him at 2-0, putting him at +1 tiebreaker, which I really don't think is going to be enough. unfortunately. So even like no matter how hard I would want it to happen. Yeah, plus they just seemingly took things over entirely today. But I do want to see the first moments of this game, though, to just to make sure that I have the right idea on what I was like kind of informed in the chat. So we go for the attack, and I mean this isn't really. Wait, what? Yeah, this isn't actually really the idea of the video, because the idea is like dependent on on like you having the larger part of the city. So like this is like just normal. This is just an absolutely normal move. But like the point of the video that I made that I posted like a week ago or so um, was that like let's imagine Bluste has like a 6 point feature over here, and then Lauri attacks, and then Bluste is the one to connect his larger feature, his larger city part to the smaller one. Whereas Lauri would be having the threat of going for the overrun. But let's actually also hello Bluste. Congrats for your win, and congrats on having now real chances on getting to the playoffs. As long as you win your final round as well. Let's see if there was any like mistakes going on here at the early stages. So the monastery is of course fine. Plus the even drops a very early farmer here, which I'm not really a fan of, but okay, I'm gonna let that slide because the field does have some growth potential. Taking a row, that's fine. Okay, so we didn't want to attack the city because assumably we didn't want to continue the road of Bluste, and we also didn't want to leave our monastery in a position where we are forced to continue a shared feature, I presume, with a city tile. And then we didn't even have the chance to do that apparently, as Bluste got a very nice run out of tiles here, finishing up the other city and claiming the lead immediately. So, and that's what really allowed the double farmers here, 30 to 12. And yeah, really nice Ukrainian technique here from Bluste, which totally ended up working. This, however, I mean, okay, this I am a bit skeptical about, because so if we are not willing to attack a 3 point feature that that has a shield on it, which would force us to continue a monastery of our own and also a shared city with the city tile after we maybe connect here, then why do we bother with this attack? That's quite quite maybe surreal. like the logic doesn't really like continue as the same here, you know. Because this is even a more vulnerable spot, and we might get like 3 people strapped, like quite easily. Yeah, this like the execution isn't really ideal to say it to say at least. And Bluste just keeps getting quick point tiles after quick point tiles, and from here on out we saw exactly what happened. Yeah, well, a bit of an unfortunate case. I still do think that without us trying to go ham on the field and trying to really put our eggs into one basket, I think we would have done like much better. Because when your opponent is taking the field with 3 meeples to 0, and you have and yeah, and when you already have issues with your own features of getting those back, then you really don't want to be attacking a field when it is super unlikely for you to have those 3 meeples, to have all the resources in order to tie the field or even win the field. Like you gotta have a better position, or you gotta be able to fight for the field from the very beginning, and just like try to like kind of continuously invest stuff onto the field without letting your opponent run away and be able to take away the better field attacking platforms then. Because then if you do have to start making those up, you're going to have to work harder for the field, which you could have fought for earlier on, which in this case wasn't even the case. Wasn't even a possibility. For future matches, today I will not be streaming any other matches. I will be having some other stuff. With I think like with a small reservation, maybe Ricardo Araujo versus Thomas Preus, but I'm not sure if I will be at home at that point. So if I am, I will stream that. If I'm not, I won't. And for the fourth week, we have on Monday we have a match between Elias Mochan and Alan Fody, which could be decent enough. And for now, only Wednesday matches after that have been scheduled. But I think it'd be rather safe to say that you can certainly expect a more streams to come tomorrow at the latest. We are going to be streaming a match between Carmen Tang and Daniel Cheng regarding the Hong Kong regarding the Hong Kong Winter Tournament, which is going to basically crown the 2027 CCL participant from Hong Kong, and it's also a tournament which is going to define the WTCOC team for Hong Kong itself. So that match is coming tomorrow. It might happen on this channel. It might happen on Alexa's channel. It might happen on both channels. We don't know that just yet. We'll be figuring things out, but it will happen. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in all the way until the end. If you did enjoy this type of Carcassonne content and would like to see more of it, then there's an easy way to support the channel by subscribing, by liking the stream, or if you're watching this afterwards, then leaving a comment down in the comment section and letting me know what you think of all this. I'll be seeing you tomorrow at the latest with some more matches. Bye for now.